Welcome to the stage, Nick Schuller! Hello, Wagga. Very nice to be here. I've just come back from the UK, and lots of Australians will move to the UK to work in pubs, which is a process known as reverse colonialism. Because in the 18th century, we moved from the UK to Australia to be in jail. And in the 21st century, we've moved from Australia to the UK to be behind bars. Spent 8 weeks writing that joke. I was living in a place called Oxford over there, famous of course for its university. And at Oxford University, you don't study a degree, you read it. So if your degree's in history, they say you're reading history. I didn't know that. I was in a pub in Oxford having a conversation with a young woman. It was going pretty well. I was asking her about her degree. And she was like, so what are you reading? And in my infinite wisdom, I responded literally and was like, oh, Harry Potter 5? She was like, is that at the Faculty of English? And I was like, no, it's the Order of the Phoenix. I made it back to the UK, had to do hotel quarantine, very expensive, very boring. And like the quarantine system, it's not very scientific. Right? When you're in there, it's kind of like it's loose in following the evidence. Right? When you're in there, they limit how much alcohol you can have, but the limit is 6 beers a day, which is 50% more than the daily recommended number of drinks. Like, that's not so much a limit as it is a challenge. And the government's like, you're sad, bored and broke. Wouldn't want to add lightweight to that list, would we? It's 6 beers every day for 14 days. It's like they couldn't decide what a reasonable limit was, so I got advice from Mick Jagger. I watched a lot of movies in quarantine. I watched the Eminem movie, 8 Mile, or as it's known here in Australia, 12.87 kilometre. That movie has my favourite Eminem lyric. It's his palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, there's vomit on his sweater already, mum's spaghetti. I like to imagine the story behind that lyric. I picture Eminem about to head out for the biggest rap battle of his career, and as he walks out the door, his mum says, wait, do you want some spaghetti? He says, what? She says, I've just made some of my famous spaghetti. Do you want some? He says, Mum, don't you mean your famous bolognese? She says, no, bolognese doesn't rhyme with anything. So they sit down, they eat, he goes out, vomits, raps, comes home. Mum's been vomiting too, turns out they both have gastro. Eminem loses 10 kilos, and that's how he got the name Slim Shady. It's a very violent movie, 12.87 kilometre. As I'm sure we're all aware, gun violence over in America is, of course, caused by violent video games. Right, if you play Call of Duty as a child, you go on to become a mass shooter. It's a direct correlation. Me, I played a lot of Super Mario, so I now spend my time taking mushrooms and plumbing. That's how that argument works. It's just absurd, right, claiming that games like Call of Duty teach you to become violent. The only thing I learned playing Call of Duty is that a lot of 12-year-old boys have had sex with my mum. Anyone in tonight have a university degree? Anyone tertiary educated? Yeah, what's... Oh, I'm staying with you, Claudia, that doesn't count. Anyone else? Oh, here, right. What's your degree in there? Yeah, you've been dobbed in by a friend at the front here. What's your degree in? You have a PhD in physics? Business? Do you work in business? Are you... You're both tutors at the university? Wow, that's incredible. PhD, amazing. Look, I studied chemistry and also studied law. Although uni, it never really lived up to my expectations. Right? I thought in chemistry I was going to learn how to test if someone had taken drugs, and then at law school I'd learn how to prosecute them. Instead, in chemistry I learned how to draw drugs, and at law school I learned how to buy them. I never knew what I wanted to do with those two degrees career-wise. Right? I kept kind of changing my mind. One semester I took forensic chemistry and animal law, presumably leading to a career as Ace Ventura pet detective. I also did a semester of chemistry of hallucinogens and environmental law, which means I have tertiary qualifications to live in Byron Bay. A friend of mine from uni just had a kid. I now have 3 friends from uni who've had children, all of which were accidental. Each time it was the man's fault. Right? Men's understanding of contraception is terrible. I was speaking with a male friend about the IUD implant. He goes, why would anyone use a contraceptive that can blow up an armoured vehicle? Same friend thought the morning after pill wouldn't work if you took it after midday. I was like, it's 12:01, guess we're keeping it. I mean, women are just better at that stuff. When I met my girlfriend, she had a flawless approach to contraception. It's called the primary school method. No hat, no play, and merit awards for outstanding achievement. I've been trying to sound more intelligent lately, so I've been incorporating foreign words into my everyday vocabulary. It hasn't got me in a bit of trouble. Had a run-in with a persona non grata. That's Latin for dickhead. I was at a party, helped myself to some finger food, and this guy got angry at me. I was like, no, that food's not for you. Now, I wanted to demonstrate my superior intellect. So I was like, what are you talking about, mate? You don't have carte blanche over the hors d'oeuvres. He goes, no, food's not for you. I was like, stop being a prima donna. Right, this is a party, ergo, it's a free-for-all vis-a-vis the canapes. Really demonstrated my mental prowess. He was very angry. He was like, what are you talking about? I was like, that's it, mate. Do you want to take this al fresco? Got beaten up quite badly. It was a real tour de force. Overall, I came out on top though, because on the police report, I was described as Caucasian male, possibly French. You guys have been an absolute treat. My name's Schuller.